Here's the dealio. I went searching on the deepest, darkest parts of the internet on a grand adventure to put together this beautiful S through F tier list with a bunch of different representations of animals and their worst crimes. Hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. Let's get to it. First up, we have weevils. Specifically, the vine weevil. In the 1500s, a little bit after the Americas were founded, around the time of Ferdinand Magellan. That's how late back this is. In the 1500s, France found itself embroiled in an unusual court case. The defendant? Weevils. A small, little bug with a big appetite. In 1587, these little goobers were decimating the vineyards around St. Julien, France, leaving the town with no choice but to put them on trial. Why? I have no clue. Humanity baffles me. The weevil's lawyer argued that God had put these beetles on Earth and wouldn't have created them without also providing them with proper sustenance. I'm sorry? The citizens of St. Julien decided to offer a plot of land to the weevils, but the defense attorney rejected it, saying it didn't provide enough food for the critters. The final result of this trial is unknown because somehow, some way, the last page of these court records were destroyed. I'm gonna put them at a D tier, because that's honestly valid of them, but still kind of screwed up, man. Next up, we have a donkey. So, back in 2008, police in Mexico arrested a donkey after he bit one man in the chest, and kicked another dude. The donkey apparently spent 3 days in jail, in a cell usually reserved for drunk people, and it wasn't released until his owners paid for the victim's medical bills and covered their salaries for the days they missed work due to their injuries. What? Their excuse was that an officer said, around here, if someone commits a crime, they are jailed, no matter who they are. So, donkey was arrested for battery and assault, and got out after 3 days for the fact that the owners paid back medical expenses. The donkey was able to survive 3 days in jail with a bunch of drunk people. So we're putting donkey at a B tier for that, because that's honestly awesome. Just a little side note, guys. Totally want you to go on down to the Fursonafy website. There's tons of amazing options there, including commissioning your suit from start to finish. We've got tons of different options to get individual pieces with amazing payment plans that'll work for your budget. Another thing you can do is commission our lovely artists and get different pieces with, again, these amazing payment plans. The artists are super amazing, super friendly, and even come on down to the Fursonafy Discord. Again, you've got these amazing people from the site that you can talk to one-on-one, and you can just chat, show off your art, show off your pets, and even show your fursuits or give people tips with making them. It's a super amazing environment. I totally recommend it if you're looking for a friendly and chill environment. It's awesome, and I hope to see you all there in the future. This next one involves a goat. It's not the goat, but it's a goat. In 2016, a ghost, what am I saying anymore? A goat, along with its owner, in India, was arrested after munching on some flowers from the district magistrate's garden. The goat and its owner were eventually released on bond. There's not much more to that story, but it's interesting to say the least. The goat's pretty valid for that. I'll put it at a C tier. In 2015, India, again, detained a pigeon near the Pakistani border, an area that had endured political tensions between the two countries. After a teenage boy discovered a strange message stamped on the bird's body, he brought it to the local police station. Because the message was written in Urdu, is that how you say it? Well, that's how we're saying it here. If I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. Help me pronounce it better next time. Officers opted to keep the bird in their custody because they suspected it might have been a spy. Honestly, that pigeon might have just been a victim of wrong place, wrong time. Pigeon's going at a B tier. Because if you were sending a message on purpose, why would you let yourself get caught? If you were a spy pigeon, go Tom Cruise on them. Go Mission Impossible on them. Don't let yourself get caught. That's not how this works. And we have a case, cases with 3 different monkeys. Just a few years earlier, from 2015, 2011, it was the Pakistani officers that detained an animal that had wandered over from India. A monkey was found roaming one of the towns and was captured and detained by authorities for trespassing. Though, some speculate that it's similar to the pigeon incident. Nothing bad happened to the monkey because, believe it or not, it was placed in a zoo where he got to feast on a lot of fruit and delighted curious visitors. So he was arrested, but he had a great turnaround. I mean, he lived a life of near luxury. So kudos to George, putting him at an A tier because that had a great turnaround. The second monkey case we've got was in 2004, again in India. The city was being terrorized by a particularly problematic primate. This monkey stole food, threatened children with bricks, accosted pedestrians by ripping the buttons off their shirts, and even swiped a person's math textbook and calculator. Okay, the math book and calculator? Bro probably wanted to grow his brain. He probably wanted the big wrinkle. Can you blame him? If bro wanted the big wrinkle, let him have his big wrinkle. The kid can replace the books and calculator by ripping buttons off the shirts. He probably wanted to dress like people. Let him make his own clothes, man. Why'd you gotta do the monkey like that? To put an end to these attacks, local authorities placed the animal in a barred cell in the corner of the zoo that was specifically reserved for badly behaved monkeys. If they have a specific cell for badly behaved monkeys, then obviously they're not doing something right in the zoo. Just throwing that out there. So this little goon is going at a D tier because he's valid for what he did. Monkeys are little goons, but also just not awesome because you were stealing and threatening people. That's not cool, man. That's not what good people do. That's not what good monkeys do. The last case we have with monkeys takes place in Florida. Oh no, it's a Florida man. This monkey has been arrested in Florida, though the capuchin, is that how you even say it? A capuchin? Capuchin? I don't know. Whatever. This monkey named Mookie was able to serve his sentence at home. His crime? Biting a man on the shin in a parking lot outside a convenience store. Which convenience store? Unfortunately, I can't tell you, but it was a convenience store nonetheless. Probably a Walgreens. This sweet little goon got arrested and was placed under a 30-day house arrest. A quarantine official imposed to make sure the primate wouldn't show any signs of rabies in case the disease had prompted the attack. Mookie wound up being rabies-free. Sorry, my English is apparently garbage today. Wound up being rabies-free, but was believed to have bitten the man because he was startled. No, this next part's really sad. Sadly, Mookie's mandatory isolation forced his owner to cancel the beach party he had been planning for the monkey's upcoming 20th birthday. But all was not lost, apparently. On the eve of his release, Mookie celebrated with his owner, Brad Berman, and 20 family members. They shared a cake with Mookie's picture on it and enjoyed pizza. As Berman told Florida Today, Mookie doesn't like pepperoni. That's actually a cute little turnaround. So, Monkey's going at an S tier for that because that's peak. That's gold. A parrot in 2015 was arrested for not physical violence but verbal abuse. The very local bird had picked up a habit of cursing at an elderly woman. She was in the middle of a nasty property dispute with her stepson and believed the parrot had picked up its foul habit from him. Supposedly, the man had spent 2 years training this parrot to verbally abuse his stepmother whenever she passed by. That's insane. He and the bird were summoned to the police station, where the parrot was detained and later handed over to the forestry department. Bro got his bird taken away. So this lovely little parrot's going at a C tier because while it's not cool that he did it, it's pretty funny. This next one involves a drug cartel. This drug cartel in Colombia trained a bird named Lorenzo to be their lookout. Whenever police happened to go near the cartel's headquarters, Lorenzo would scream for the men to run. In 2010, when police finally managed to sneak around Lorenzo and avoid triggering his warning call, they discovered a cache of drugs and various weapons as well as other lookout birds. Unfortunately, I didn't find a picture for that one. We can tie it in with the other one because it's in the same area. In 2019, a bird living in a community called Villa Irma Dulce was trained to shout, "Mom, the police," whenever officers got too close.
I can't let you get close.
Authority discovered the bird during a raid on a drug den. The animal's owners had no need to worry about their loyal lookout snitching on them because the bird didn't make a peep after its capture. That's probably why I tied this one in the same one. Because this picture right here, this one right here, is actually a photo of that bird after it was arrested. The birdie's going on an A tier. That's honestly amazing. That's all I've got in terms of animals and their crimes, with a couple happy stories in between. Let me know what you think of it. Feel free to comment down below what animal you think did the worst crime. And feel free to comment down if you have any future video ideas. If you have specific content that you want to see, I might just do it. Who knows? Depends on if it's good enough.